I don't know about you, but I absolutely loved Murder on the Warp Express. The ideas and ego are awesome, Faust got a whole lot of development, and I'm more than excited for the dream ending than ever before. But throughout this awesome intervallo and its cast of characters, there was one that uniquely stood out amongst the rest. I am, of course, talking about Benin. For those of you who haven't played the intervallo yet, Benin is a fixer from the North Section 5 of the Dayvat Association, and serves as a supporting character in this intervallo, similar to Hubert from Time Killing Time. He introduces us to the Dayvat Association, and parallels Don Quixote in a very interesting way that I don't think enough people have talked about. See, Benin tries to live up to what he thinks of as the ideal fixer, basically a fixer whose work is flawless with no collateral damage of any kind. He has a bit of a hero complex as a result, and in case it wasn't obvious who he's meant to parallel, he has a ton of fixer-themed mementos on him at all times, including a sticker of our favorite K-Corp fixer, Siegfried, that rests on his weapon. It doesn't stop there, however, because much like how Dawn smashed through that K-Corp security checkpoint window, Benin likely wishes he could do the same thing, as he himself professes that his ideals of heroism make him dislike most wings. So, we've talked about how Benin and Dawn are similar, but why is this important? Well, it's because as someone who shares a similar dream to Dawn, I think we can perhaps get a taste of the dream ending through his journey in this intervallo. His role in this intervallo begins early on, when the sinners are waiting for the arrival of their warp train. At the warp station, Benin attempts to strike up a casual conversation with some of the other sinners, but ultimately doesn't really connect with any of them until he meets Dawn, who immediately recognizes the sticker on his folding case weapon. The two soon hit off talking about the Zwei Association and playing a fixer-themed card game of his until the warp train arrives, where the two unfortunately have to part ways as Benin isn't in first class. After the sinners awake inside of the warp train, he's reunited with the sinners, having kept a car safe alongside some of his fellow Dayvat Association fixers. The two groups start heading towards the freight car, and Benin bonds with another sinner aside from Don Quixote, helping Yi Sang out after a particularly dangerous scuffle with W Corp employees turned blood bags, and forming a bond with him, even though this gesture is ultimately meaningless since Dante rewinds them all anyway. In the freight car, however, it is revealed that Sasha, a fixer they had previously met on the train, actually became a blood fiend kindred underneath the 6 kindred Cassetti, and she gets to jump on the Dayvat Association members at the back of the group, killing all but Benin. While the sinners hold off Cassetti, Benin attempts to help Faust connect to the Gesellschaft, and hacks into a control panel using tools inside of his case. After Benin successfully helps to re-establish Faust's connection, she immediately tells Dante to warn the sinners to back away from the sliding doors, but tragically Benin, who couldn't hear Dante, is sucked outside of the train and left behind. This actually implies quite a tragic fate for Benin, as he, or at least the concept of lost passengers that we see directly through him, is the source of the wayward passenger abnormality. Anyway, the events of the intervallo then play out as I'm sure you all know, and at the end of the intervallo you can see Don Quixote holding onto his fixer-themed deck of cards and looking at them mournfully. Ultimately, Benin didn't do anything wrong, but at the end of the day he was just another casualty in the unyielding meat grinder that is the city. He's quite similar to Yuri in that sense, but that's far from a bad thing. I'd say it's a testament to Project Moon's writing that they could make a similar character and still have it hit so hard. Lastly, I do think it says a lot about Don Quixote and her dream. Is it her fate for her dreams of heroism to die like Benin's? Or will she double down and come out the other side all that much stronger? Only time will tell. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And comment down below if you're excited for the upcoming Dayvat Rhodia ID. I know it's not Benin, but I just can't help but see it as him.